Hi, this is Claire, and this is my week 4 discussion on professional learning group and teacher inquiry. So for our assignment, we have to conduct a literature search on a professional and learning community, and we had to look for an article. So the first thing I went was to the school's library, and I looked it up on EBSCO. So this is the search that I conducted. And I looked at professional learning communities. I searched for elementary or technology. So the first one really caught my attention because it says professional learning communities, which is what we had to look for. And it says participant activities to see what works, clearinghouse practice guide, foundational skills. So of course it caught my attention, clicked on the magnifying glass. Well, I just clicked on the link, and it took me to the abstract, and I read about it, and I was like, oh, I'm very curious about this. So I actually did a Google search, and REL is Regional Educational Laboratory Program, and they put research into action. So I was just browsing through their website, and then ta-da, look, feature publication, Professional Learning Communities Facilitators Guide. So I was like, wow, I'm going to click there. So when I got here, I was looking at their little abstract of what this was, which is exactly what I found here. So when I clicked here, I read about it. So basically, it is a guide that they created as a PCL. And the guide focuses on the foundational reading skills that students enable students to read words and relate the words to their oral language and read connected text with sufficient accuracy and fluency to understand what they're reading. So this works perfectly for me because as an interventionist, I'm working with the primary grades, and we really focus on the language arts portion. And sometimes, we work with the mathematics, but we really are driven with language arts. So they give a little brief description on what PLCs are and professional learning communities. Of course, what they say, they form a professional development in which small groups of educators shared interests with work together. And basically their goal is to expand their knowledge and they improve their craft. And they could be from teachers who share the same interests or teachers of the same grade level. It could be even for middle schoolers or high schoolers. It could be teachers who teach the same subject. So I'm going to show you how I looked over the facilitator's guide and handouts. So right here you could see that there are two. You could download one or you could just view just the handout as a PDF. And down here, there are the video titles. So what I thought was very interesting about this was that not only do they give you the guide, but they also give you video links to show you how you can implement this in your own classroom. So I'm going to click on the view, the facilitator's guide. So PLC Communities Facilitator's Guide. And if you keep scrolling down, of course, all the acknowledgments. And so here are the table of contents. And so they talk about PLCs. I keep saying PCLs for some reason. Professional learning communities and what they're all about, and how do people form one, and coaches and mentors, their task and their sessions. So basically the 5 steps for a PLC session is debrief, define, explore, experiment, and reflect, and then plan. So this goes into all the details of what they did, but what I really enjoyed about this was that it breaks it down for the teacher to show them how they can use these skills that they have created to kind of intervene on the students' language skills, especially in like phonemic awareness and reading activities. So let me just give you a brief, okay, so for this one, segment in the sound of speech. So define the session goals. Okay, so here we have the segments of sound and speech. So Here it shows you how students can segment in small groups with 6 manipulatives per student, and the manipulatives help them isolate the sound. So if you see here on the side, it says key points about video 10. So I'm going to show you how they got to video 10. So here are all the videos. Remember how we saw those in the beginning of clicking on this link. So I'm just going to click the YouTube link, and then it takes you out of their website. Oops, very big. I'll leave it here. There you go. So this is going to show you the recommendations of how to segment sounds of speech. And there's a video. It tells you, what you need: a small group, manipulatives.
Other students will need instruction in what can be considered as precursor skills to phonemic awareness. Sentence segmentation is considered the first step in phonological awareness. This skill requires students to hear the individual words in a spoken sentence. This activity may be conducted with a whole class or in small groups. Since not all students will need to learn this skill, it is recommended to differentiate instruction by teaching it in small groups to those who need it.
So we are going to work on segmenting sentences. That's where we're going to break the sentence up so that we can hear all of the words. So we're going to first say the sentence with me, then we're going to count the words in the sentence, then we map the sentence out, and we can get to touch and read the sentence. I know that's a lot of steps, so I'll tell you each part. So first thing you do is say my sentence. He ran home. Say it. He ran home. Tell friends. Now let's count how many words are in there. Say it again. He ran home. How many words did he hear? 3. Now let's map it. Use your tiles.
So professional learning communities are very beneficial for educators because they create an environment where colleagues and educators can collaborate with each other in order to better their craft by creating these, maybe these tools such as how Ariel created this PLC, of course, where they showed how you could have students learn how to break apart words and learn how to build words in the primary grades. And those skills are very important. And to have these kind of resources available, created by these people who want to, give these resources to other teachers who are inquiring, how can I do this in a better practice? It's only going to be beneficial not only to the teachers, but also very beneficial to the students. So I hope you take time to look at this website. It's Ariel. I'm going to post the link underneath my video, and I know the video is a little bit long, but you could kind of forward through the example of the lady segmenting the sentence with her group. And I hope you enjoyed it and have a great weekend, and I will see you guys in a couple of days.